Yes, good evening and welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. This is the Monday Night Sauce Show. Myself, Dominic, and Sean. It's going to be a big one. We beat Tottenham, but we're going to tell you how. Are we getting better? Is this the beginning? Is this the end? Who knows? We're going to find out tonight. Let's go, baby. Yes, good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a lovely, enjoyable evening. I hope you got some Tottenham friends that you could just check in with on WhatsApp quickly, do a couple of emojis. I hope you had a glorious evening and morning because tonight it is the Monday Night Sauce Show. I'm glad to have Sean back. Sean, how you doing?
Yeah, what's going on? It's been a minute. What's cracking?
Mate, I love the beard, man. You're going off all Gandalf. Urban Gandalf.
Bro, it's been a minute, but you know what? The barber's open back up today. Yeah. So I got an appointment lined up. So we're going to get it trimmed up, man.
You might need to get 2 appointments for that beard, mate.
Bro, trust me, it is. I was looking at it today, I was like, wow, this is growing, man. It's growing up. But yeah, we get it fixed up soon, man.
Man, I think so, man. Look, yeah, I think you should get it sorted out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining live. This is going to be a really good show tonight even. We're going to break down the key moments, the key events, and the goals from yesterday. And I love this because sometimes in the match reaction, if you haven't checked it out, check out on the channel the match reaction from yesterday. Sometimes that's just more general talk about the game. But today we're breaking down, getting into detail about the game. And tonight's show is all about, are we actually getting better? Because it seems the same thing with Manchester United, that it's up and down, up and down, up and down. But at the same time, we're still second. And a lot of people keep saying, oh, yeah, I know we're second now, but we're still second. And we're still second. So we've got to look at it for now and take a breather and think, where are we? Are we doing really well? Are we getting better? And is there a plan in place? And who better than Sean to talk about? Sean, you watched the game yesterday, bro. What do you think of it, man?
Bro, I think it was a game. It was a good game. We showed up. I think we obviously, the team and Ollie, I don't think you can ask for more than what they put out yesterday in terms of the way the game went, the result, the comeback, going 1-0 down after the officials tried robbing us. You know, how is that goal disallowed?
We're going to talk about that, man. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we've got to talk about it because, to try and put a robbery out on us. But in true to form, players showed good character, good resilience, and come back and showed the quality. So overall, I think it was a top performance. I think a lot of people, been questioning Ollie, questioning the manager. Dom, what are you saying to me about yesterday's game, man? You can't tell me that's not good football. You can't tell me we didn't play good football.
I didn't say that we didn't play good football. I think the football, we started off the game like we normally start off games. We start off the game with a little bit of trepidation. It was a very fast game. I said in the match reaction yesterday, it felt like Mario Kart at 200cc. People were flying all over the place. It was crazy. You couldn't keep the ball. People were a bit nervous, a bit tentative. But the game changed with that decision. And we're going to get into that. But it changed massively that decision. But for me, I'm in a situation where I just want to see the team do well. I want to see the team do well. And I don't care about the little kind of, are you in, out with. I want to see the team do. That's all for me, bro. So, but I want to get into this quickly, all right? I want to get into this most important bit, okay? Guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Big up Joseph, my man, and Cliff, what up? Marco in the house. MFB, Jose in the Mud, you love to see. Yes, I love to see it, mate. I love to see it. Any posters of Jose in your room, take it down. Take it down. Yes, Tebby, my man, how's it going, brother? Look, we're going to start off in this game. And the game was, I like to say the game was a game of two halves, but it actually really was. The first thing, though, we have to talk about, I've never seen Ollie get into this so much, is that VAR decision and that tackle. That tackle, that we could have been completely different. It could have been a completely different game, bro. We could have been absolutely furious, saying what's happening, confused. Ollie's face was absolutely brewing. I hated it in terms of that, right? Yeah. What we're going to talk about is now. Let's get this up and let's get in the view. So, look. The game's just been played, right? We know what happened in the first leg. We know it was embarrassing. Marshall got sent off. They were scored in 2 and 4 minutes or whatever it was. It was a joke. It was embarrassing. Sean, when you saw this happen, right? And I know you're very, very positive and so forth, but honestly, what were you thinking when you see this?
I'll be honest, right? In the real time flow of the game, so before any replays, in live reaction, I didn't even notice it. I did not even notice it. I'll tell you the truth. So McTominay's gone through, nice bit of interplay with Pogba. Pogba's done his thing, slipped a lovely ball through the legs of the defender, and Cavani slotted it in. I'm like, yeah, 1-0 up. Here we go. Then they're talking about, Son's down, and you see the first thing I realised there might be a problem is when you see all the Tottenham players surrounding the referee, hands in the hair, Harry Kane, all those idiots going around the referee. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, so what's going on? And obviously then they show the replay. But then I'm watching the replay and I'm thinking, okay, yes, there's contact in the face.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a swing, it's not a deliberate elbow. So I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that they can overturn it because the referee has seen it, he's let the play go. It's not a clear and obvious mistake. Sometimes you see them given, sometimes you see them not given, sometimes you see a yellow card, sometimes you see a red card. Like there's no definitive consistency of a proven track record of how those incidents are dealt with. Case in point, in the same match, we had 2 incidents earlier with Pogba, and there was another one with Rashford, hands in the face, elbow in the face, and nothing's done about it.
Yeah.
So in my mind, as I'm watching that, I'm thinking, yeah, obviously there is contact, probably hurt a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's a contact sport. There's no way they can overturn this. But then when you see the official, this is what I hate with VAR, is when he gets called to go and look at it, and the VAR says, I think you might want to have a look at this, son. Then you're thinking to myself, right, there's no way he's going to give it. Because if he's gone over there, they've already put the seed of doubt in his mind that he might have done something wrong. And the way the referees are going now, it's always going to get overturned. So I think it's a bit of cowardice on the referee not to stick with his original on-field decision. But also, I think there needs to be a lot of clarity because nobody knows now what a foul is and what these decisions are. We should, as fans, we should watch that and be able to know, based on the laws and the rules of the games, we should be able to know the outcome of the decisions. And the fact that nobody does, that is a problem.
Massive problem. Massive, massive, massive problem. And you know what gets me, Sean? I look back at the actual, whatever they call it, the foul, they call it, right? If we actually go back to it and look at it, right? Son first puts his hand on Scott McTominay to try and get him. Because his hand's not by himself. He's not a penguin just walking up to him. He's not penguin like, hello, mate. No, he puts his hand in front of McTominay. So what are you doing to try and get the advantage, to try and get the strength? What's the first thing you do as a footballer? You put your arm out. We see it every single week. First of all, you need momentum. Because I'll tell you right now, if you're walking like this, right, if you're walking like this, you ain't getting nowhere, mate. Scott McTominay's not the fastest guy on the pitch. You have to do this and you try and get off me. Stop touching me. Are you having a laugh? For me, right, VAR, I've always said, look, VAR is trying to bring some sort of clarity to the game because how many years, Sean, have we seen people go, oh no, if there was a replay, if they looked at it in the office, you know that would have changed. And people were indirectly for years calling out for VAR. They were calling out for it because they were like, refs can't do it right. My team are losing. We're getting relegated. We're not getting our money. So people indirectly call for VAR. Now we've got VAR. We're thinking to ourselves, most times they are getting it right. It hurts, but they're getting it right. A toenail, it's offside. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I don't know what this person's doing. I'm going to get him right out. It could be like a toenail, whatever, fine. But the problem now is the situation is, why are the refs going against their instinct? Because he knew it wasn't a foul. He carried on. And then the people in the offices where they are in London, in freaking Kent, in a nice little office next to a tree, they're thinking, you know what, mate, Gary, I don't want to do this, mate. I don't want to be in the papers tomorrow. Give it back to him. Give it back to him. Give it back to him. He looks at it and he's thinking, I got the whole world watching me, millions of fans watching me. What is the easiest outcome for me? Am I going to get more stick if I basically say it's not a foul? Or am I going to get more stick? For me, really, which I don't get, it's probably easier to say, no, it's fine, give the goal, because the goal's already been scored. To go against the decision, really, it makes no sense. And then, obviously, you've got Son trying out for Romeo and Juliet, doing this, Wherefore, honestly, it's despicable.
Yeah.
It's despicable, man.
Yeah,
It's
it's
despicable.
outrageous.
It made me think about the Ronaldo time with getting sent off, getting Nani sent off. I don't know what was worse for me. Probably Ronaldo, but this is up there, right? It's not good. And then we go to the next point. You see him go to the screen. He watched it 5 times. I've seen it, Sean. I've seen it 5 times. He goes back to the screen and goes, all right, I can see he's hit his face. Fair play. But you know what you need to see? The context of the game. The context of the game. If Son didn't roll around like a lemon, there's no way this was going back. There's no way it's going back. No way. So this could have literally... This could have ruined that our whole trying to get second, trying to keep our pressure up, and the whole integrity of the sport and the game as a joke. You know, it always reminds me of, bro, how Ronaldo scored a goal for Portugal. He scored a goal, and they said, "No, you haven't scored.
Yeah,
you haven't scored."
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a joke, man. It's a joke.
Saying, I've eaten chicken and rice. You see me eat chicken and rice, and someone comes and goes, "No, you haven't." And I'm like,
nah, man. Yeah, it can't be right. They've got to fix it. I don't know exactly what all the solutions are, but I feel as though, you know, VAR hasn't been all bad for the matter of fact decisions where it's definitive one way or the other. I feel like, you know, it's worth it and it's done its job. But for the subjective calls, they're just making a hash of it week in, week out. And it's just killed the game. It's killing the game, and it's ruining the game. And they're not getting enough of the big decisions right for me.
Yeah, no, big time, man. It's guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to go through the key decisions, key events, and go through each goal as well, because I saw something in Manchester United I've not seen in a long time, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Buggy Vibes, Sean, how are you doing? Your health? Yeah, Sean, how you doing?
Yeah, do you know what, man? I'm feeling good. Getting back. It's been a rocky month, but I'm live and kicking, man. So thanks for asking, Boogie. I appreciate it.
That's amazing. Cowardice, why make the ref's job harder? 100%, Marco. The shutter runner getting better might be a bit too much of a reach. No argument. We have the class to beat City, but we haven't even come close. And considering we are top of the table at one point, we're going to talk about that, man, because at this stage, because everybody's opinion is valid, 100%. At this stage, I'm kind of looking at more, not the actual where we are kind of thing. I'm talking about the performance, because if you think about it, even if we had 2 years, we wouldn't be. I don't think we could beat City in terms of where they are in their development. No one's expecting us to go ahead of City as they keep growing. Had they got a world-class, experienced manager, they've got oil funds money. We're not really expected to beat City yet, so we're in a good position being second. But I'm talking about, are we getting better as a football playing team? And that's what most of the fan base keeps saying. Because really, you can't argue with our position. You can say we're out of a lot of cups, but cups are tough, and the mistakes were made by management 100%. But cups are tough. Everyone can't win it. But over a long period of season, the Premier League does not lie. We are second. And you can't deny that. You can't deny that. So it's not about are we getting better, really, in terms of like being second, because that is, we're definitely getting better there.
Just a fact.
But it's terms of the playing style, man, because the playing style will ultimately get you first. It will. You can't just rely on going down 1-0 in every game and coming back, because that's not going to happen every season. Merchie says, it's so dumb, man, considering the ref allowed play to continue and only did this because we scored big time. Sufan, worst thing is diving will only become more frequent as divers are continually rewarded. It's just true. Mctominay is still pretty clumsy, though, not going to lie. Draws too many fouls and lowers our tempo. Got to disagree, guys. I think it is a foul. Wow, Carl Lewis is in the house. Probably the only person who's a Manchester United fan to say that. Let's see why. Carl, I think it's a foul. In London Derby, Lamela got sent off for the same thing. So, Carl, all right. Mate, thank you for doing this, because this gives me a little pivot here. And Sean, right? If that's a foul, what about the time that Lindelof, we put Lindelof in the box, and that guy, what game was it? My mind's gone blank. He covered his eyes and he scored a goal. Who was it? It was some rubbish team. Guys, help me out. Lindelof was trying to defend the ball. The guy got in front of him, but he actually covered Lindelof's eyes, and the guy scored. I can't remember what game it was. It's really, really annoying. But someone will tell me in the comments, right? Honestly, how's that? West Brom? There you go. Thank you, Drizzy Des, my man. West Brom, Lindelof literally couldn't see the ball. No foul given. Where's the consistency? Where is the consistency? That's it, Digna. Yeah. Where's the consistency? Because if that's not a foul, This is never about, for me, right? You have to understand the feeling of the ball, your running, the tempo, the movement. Right, tell me right now, okay? If Scott McTominay is running towards goal, why would he hit Son? What advantage does he gain by hitting Son in the face? It just makes no sense as a professional footballer. It makes no sense. McTominay was pretty clumsy, though, not going to lie. Yeah, he does. Draws too many fouls and lowers our tempo. Marco, for me, and sure, I don't know if you agree with this, McTominay does look clumsy because he's just not good enough at this level for me to be a starter. He's not good enough. And that's why he looks more clumsy and draws more fouls, because he's one of those people that he's good, but he's not fast enough. He's not quick enough. He's not smart enough, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel, Sean, bro.
Bro, for a long time, I rate Scott McTominay. And, as the season's gone on, even at the beginning when people saying he shouldn't play, Scott McTominay is a very good football player.
Yeah.
Now, for Manchester United, the bar is high, okay? Yeah. So if you want to be a starter for Man United, we should have world-class players in every position. Is McTominay on that level? He's not. There's no doubt about it. But I always said it, and I always maintain it. You need players in a squad, because it's a squad game. It's not just about 11 players. You need players that are going to come in, give their heart all for the team, and they're happy in a season to play, I don't know, 25, 30 games, come in for the big games and do a job and know their role in the team. For me, McTominay is more than good enough for that. And the mentality of the guy is second to none.
Yeah.
And for me, what I think people also are not looking when they judge McTominay is he hasn't fulfilled his full potential yet. He's still a player that's working in progress and development. What is he, 24? So, he's still got growth in him. And I just think he's a good player. And I feel like the majority of our fans now give him the respect that he deserves in terms of where he is in the squad.
I hear you, man. Big up, Conrad. What's going on, people? Thank you for joining. If you're joining live or you're watching later, I got some sort of spammer in the comments and I can't get rid of them. But we'll just let them have some fun. Why not?
Yeah, just let him run right, man.
Ho Green Giant, the best name on YouTube. Up there with King Jar and Mabanda Chicken Mabandas. It's hard, these names, They're all good.
Ho.
I think McTominay is a decent player, but for me, I like my CMs a bit lighter. I'm assuming you mean in terms of the weight and not their skin color. Because McTominay is, I don't know, mate. I'm only joking. Conrad, what about trying Van de Beek next to Fred in midfield? I hear you in terms of he's got the ability and the smartness and the intelligence to do it, but I also don't think his body's good enough for it. I know he's intelligent enough and he could do it and make a good pass.
Who, Van de Beek?
Yeah, Van de Beek next to Fred.
Nah.
I don't think he's physical enough. I don't think he's got that in him as an intrinsic sort of personality and trait of how he plays football. His trait is to be the last man in the box. And we're going to go through the goals in a minute. And where Pogba is a lot, that's where Van de Beek will be. Let's get into the next bit. Let's get into the next bit of it, right? So we've seen the VAR decision. I'm absolutely livid, right? I'm livid at this point. I'm literally, I don't even want to talk to no one, right? And then obviously this is the actual goal that came straight after this, Sean. You know what points out for me straight away on this, right? Luke Shaw, the whole game, was so wide, advanced. Every time he got the ball, I saw it. As soon as he got to the halfway line, sometimes they're all in line. Luke Shaw was banging forward. He either got told to keep going forward or he's just so much confidence right now that he's always up. So he was always in this position there, and he was going back and forth, and that gave us the width because he didn't know, the Tottenham defenders didn't know whether to go out to him and leave a space, because if that player right there next to Pogba goes out to him, how much more space does Pogba have? It was beautiful, and that's what helped us in that game, right? Another thing about this is that what I saw in this game and what allowed this to happen, because Pogba was playing obviously left cam, whatever you want to call it, he had the license to be forward more, and I know people want to see Pogba in the sort of pivot role. We can have Pogba in the pivot role, but we haven't got a CDM to allow Pogba to have that sort of freedom. In this sort of situation, when we haven't got a CDM and we've got Pogba and we've got Fred and Scott McTominay, this is probably for now the best way, in my opinion, to play Pogba, because he has the ability, and you're going to see in so many more of these sort of clips that I've done, that he's normally the last man. Like, he's literally a striker, and that's where he plays so well. So when I saw Pogba here so many times, he gets the ball, he waits, he nutmegs, and the best thing that I saw as well, Sean, that I absolutely loved, is that Cavani kind of waits for Pogba. He makes a run, if you follow that line, towards that player. So number 5 is thinking, okay, what's he doing? But then darts in through that gap. Do you know how many times I've asked our strikers to have movement like Cavani? To have movement. I've never seen Rashford really make one of those sort of V runs, or Greenwood, or kind of runs across, then darts. That's what made that goal. Pogba had no other option but to play that pass to Cavani, because Cavani made that goal. What do you think about it, bro?
Right. So there's a couple of things, right? So what you're basically seeing here is, and what made this goal, is 2 world-class players on the same wavelength, doing what world-class players do. It's not complicated. It's not overly, it's not rocket science. When you've got world-class players, they will do these kind of things, right? And this is why people might.
Bro?
Of course, he's world-class.
You think he's world-class right now?
Always been world-class. You don't just lose world-class.
So
when you're world-class, you're absolutely world-class. He's absolutely world-class. He's been world-class for the last 10 years.
He's a good player.
No. He is one of the best strikers over the last 10, 15 years.
So he's world-class right now.
Yeah, and why I say he's world-class right now is because
he's world-class right now.
Listen to what I'm saying, bro. I'll tell you why he's world-class right now. Because you don't go from having the career he's had and then to overnight lose all your ability. That just doesn't happen, right? And he's showing it. And you only have to look at literally what you're highlighting there, that bit of movement. Like you said it with your own mouth, right? Yeah. Where do we see that from Martial? Where do you see that from Rashford?
Yeah.
Now, why I'm saying to you is that people might say, "Oh, you're being harsh on Martial," and when at times when we've given him criticism, and it's not that, but these movements should show you what a real striker needs to be doing. And it's this little clever bits of movement from Cavani here where he darts in, like you said. And it's literally, you've only got to sprint for 5 seconds. Because if you watch him for the rest of the time, he's walking, he's jogging, and then it's like, boom. It's like a little light switch goes off, sharp movement, and he's in on goal, right? That is world-class ability.
Yeah. So it's world-class play and ability, but he's not a world-class player anymore.
Well, if you've got world-class ability and you're delivering it on the pitch, does that not mean you're world-class?
No, I think players can have world-class moments, bro. But it doesn't mean that they're world-class. For me, world-class is literally playing more games than Cavani, first of all, because you got to be world-class.
No, I'm not assessing him on the amount of games and playing. I'm saying the ability. I'm saying is the ability that he's got, he is a world-class striker. No, whether he's playing enough games or not, or he's got a bad injury record. We're not going into that. Striker, bro. But his ability, and what he's showing here is world class.
Yeah, I would never call Cavani world class right now. I think we just agree to disagree, because to me, I agree with you. This was world class in terms of his movement and his ability, his one-touch play, right? But you can't tell me that he's a world class player right now. He was a world class player. That's why he's built up all these numbers.
But did he not do that yesterday? He's still got that ability in him.
No, because mate, have you seen the games he had before?
Yeah, he's had some poor games, but he's had some good games. But Dom, you can't.
When you get seen the game. Players, they don't usually have off games.
Dom, they can. Ronaldo, they can.
Lewandowski's, Messi's, mate. Most times or not, mate, they're affecting the game every single game. They might not even score, but they're affecting it. That's world class for me, bro. We might have to do a different show and talk about world class, because I think your dictionary might be bust up, man.
I think yours is. I think we need to analyze it. What I'm saying is, a guy like that, there's 2 things with Cavani. He's been out for a long time. He hasn't had a smooth run. So yeah, his consistency and sharpness is not going to be there. But you cannot tell me the ability when he showed yesterday, not just for the goals, but his all-round play, his touches, his passing, his link-up play is world class.
Yeah, he's
world class.
World class, bro.
No, we'll agree to disagree. He is still world class, straight up. Still up and down. He is still world class.
All right, go and buy a Cavani t-shirt. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new.
And we need to keep him. We have to do everything we can to sign this guy on for another season, because
no one else, because we can't
our other players are going to benefit from that. Mason needs him. Rashford, they need to see what world class looks like for at least another year.
Yeah, 100%. But mate, obviously we've seen in the news that he wants to go Boca. He's not acclimatizing to the English culture. But then I've seen a new report come out today that Boca Juniors don't think it can happen this year. So he might stay for another year, and I think that'd be great while we get the funds, get different positions that are more necessary this year, and have Rashford, Martial available. Sufan says, so is it time to replace Martial, Dominic? I personally don't think so, but it seems like you want a world-class striker. No, it's not time to replace Martial. I've backed up Martial. I've done a video on Martial. I love the brother. He's not a striker for me. He's not my sort of striker. He's a striker for a certain type of game. He's getting better as being a striker, but we need strength and depth. And I think the more games he plays in a better team all round, he will become a very good striker. Very good striker. But for me, he's a forward, just like Rashford. They're both forward players. Cavani shows you what a striker is. Cavani shows you what a striker is when he has good games. I don't like when he's the last 2 games before this, he's been non-existent.
He's rubbish. Yeah, he's rubbish. But he's been in that, and it's injuries, man. And he hasn't had a consistent. But also, Dom, that's the problem with Martial. That is the biggest problem.
Yeah, go on.
Because, like you said, he is not an out-and-out striker. He's got good attributes that can play up front, but he sees himself as a number 9, and when he goes out on the left, he sulks. So that is a big problem, because for Tony, you might say, well, he's not a striker, but the way he sees himself, said, I'm the number 9. I should be a striker.
He's not my type of striker. I didn't say he's not a striker.
No, but I think he's not your type of striker.
Yeah, he's not my type.
And I think that for most people who could understand, there's a lot of elements to Tony's game that are lacking to be a main number 9.
Yeah, the problem with me, right, is that someone's actually put it there. Cavani missed absolute sitters. There was a game he played for us, and he was missing sitters, absolute sitters, and that's why the difference between me and world class is that we've seen for stats even before Cavani came to us that he needs a lot of chances to score goals, a lot of chances. Whereas the world class strikers, for me, they don't need a lot of chances. They don't need a lot of chances. But I think everybody has a role in the games and so forth. All right, let's go to the next one, man. So we were playing, we scored a beautiful goal. It was lovely. Obviously, it was chalked off. Let's go to this goal, the Tottenham goal. I was obviously it hurt more, bro, because obviously we should have scored.
Man, right? yeah. This was the team was upset.
They get me your thoughts.
Go on, man.
It still hurts. It still hurts with passion, guys.
I feel you, man.
All right. So Ndombele, he's become a different player. He's very light on his feet. He's very, very low sense of gravity. First of all, the guy's got far too much space to make that ball. But anyway, we can still sort out this danger. The danger's not here yet. It's fine. Son has been making those runs. I've circled him on the bottom left all game. He played us against last time. He played the same thing. Jose says to him, run, and we'll try and find you. Run. If you try to go up against a battle against AWB, you probably won't win. And we saw that. AWB nullified him when he got close to him, right? Don't get too close to AWB. If you see an opportunity, run. He sees that AWB is following Kane. We're basically pushed over to the left-hand side. He's thinking, this is my chance, right? As long as they see me, I'm in, right? My problem here is that I saw, first of all, when this happened, everybody started thinking, oh, what's AWB? This is typical. AWB never looks over his shoulder. But I looked over it loads of times, a clip. Rashford, bro, was lightly jogging back, all right? Lightly jogging back. He saw some. He knew someone was there, or he wouldn't jog back. He was jogging back. For some reason, he started jogging, and, bro, I'm being absolutely honest with you, right? As soon as the ball gets to Lucas Moura, and I'll change it here, Rashford stops.
Yeah.
Look at him. He actually stops. What is going on in his mind for this? He literally stops. Is he thinking, all right, Lucas Moura's got the ball. I'm just going to see if he can score from there. Or is he thinking, I can't be bothered to run? Or worst of all, Sean, the guy's injured. He's knackered. He's not thinking straight because he didn't have a great game. Look at Son there. Look how much space Son has. And everybody was blaming Lindelof. Look, Lindelof was a bit off centre. He could have done better. We know that. But for me, Rashford not tracking Son, and you know the worst thing, when Rashford's here, he could have even ran to Son just to put him off, put a bit of pressure on him, stood still. That was really tough to handle, bro.
Yeah, I looked at that, and I did look at that, and I think there's obviously a lot of things you can look at in regards to this goal. Obviously, we're looking at Marcus now, and I think at this point it's too late, right? I think at this point he's not getting there. That ball's coming across, and he's not getting there. Even if he sprints, we know how quick he is. That ball is coming across.
On, Sean. You put
he's not.
On.
He's not. No. I get that. But I feel as though the error, and at this point, there's more errors that's happened before that. I don't think it's fair to just look at Marcus here and say, why did you not run? Yes, you've seen him all the way, and another player in another situation might have gone all the way back.
You know the worst thing, Dan James would have. I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah, do you know what? And it's possible, but I also think that you look at our wingers, they're not taught to go all the way back. They're told to hang out on the edge of the box, right? And it's a risk you take sometimes, is to hang out on the edge of the box, because what it allows for, they call it cheating, right? They call it cheating. Whereas as a winger, you're half in, half out, but you're waiting to spring on the counter attack, because if our defenders win it, then Marcus Rashford is already free and the counter attack can spring. So I think tactically there's a part of it as well, because if you look on the other side, you don't see Pogba all the way back in the left position. Even in this picture, where's Pogba? He's not in the shot, right? So that is a tactical thing with that's a tactical thing with. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he's not in the shot. He's not in this picture.
The not there.
Well, there is danger there because the balls come from Pogba's side.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But there's enough people to deal with that danger. That's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying is, and there should be enough people to deal with it on this side. Rashford's job is not to track their opposite winger. His job is to look after the fullback, which is Sergio Reguilon, who you can see at the bottom of the screen. So if you're talking man for man, that's what his job is.
I get what you say about jobs, but then that's when this. Mate, I understand what you say about jobs. I get it, bro. Yeah. But if you can sense danger,
no, I get that. Yeah, I get that. So I get you, but I get you. In that context, he could have left his man and done that. But that's why I'm saying there's a bigger problem in the defense, in the sense that why is their left winger free and our right back is not in position? For me, the whole defense had to shift over one. If you go back to the earlier picture, go back to the previous shot in the build up to this. Yeah. Because this is where I see the problem is. For me, it starts over here. What the hell is Maguire doing here?
Well, I think. Well, in honesty, I think Maguire.
What is he doing?
He's trying to occupy space, but it's
there's no one there. There's no one there.
What's his name? Bergwijn burst through the centre. Maguire's going to be thinking last time. Bergwijn blasted through the centre. I need to stop this space.
Stop the space. That ball's gone through. He's not marking a man. He's not marking anyone. He's in no man's. That's what you call right now. He's in no man's land. And what that's done, the fact that he's in no man's land, marking nobody, means that Lindelof's had to come over to cover his man, and Wan-Bissaka's had to come over to cover the striker in the middle, which has then left Son in that space. Now, for me, that's where the problem really starts. Yeah, you can have a go at Rashford for not getting back, but for me, that's the end problem. That's the last bit. You got to look at what's come before that for that even to be a thing, because that's not Rashford's man.
Yeah, no, I understand that. And true. Green Giant, create the pass. Dembele, great pass. But this is what I expect, because their best players are Son, Kane, and Dembele. I don't expect that, but it could have been avoided. Bro, I understand what you're saying, man. But for me, Rashford he was. I wish I could get the clip. Obviously, I can't due to copyrights and stuff. But Rashford was running. He was running back. He's not in the right frame of mind because he's knackered. He's one of our best players, right? If not in terms of his output. He just stopped, bro. He stops. It's not for me. It's unforgivable in that sort of sense of he'll look at it and go, "Yeah, I just didn't want it enough." Yeah.
And I can't defend that. And I said I'm not fully defending him to saying if it was me personally, I know the player that I am, I'm busting my ass to stop that. That's just me personally. But I feel like we can't just put that on Rashford because there's much more. that's gone on in the build up to that.
You could go to like cause and effect and where it started, the root thing. But at this point, there was a chance to put pressure on Son.
Not at this point. But it should have been before when he stopped. At this point, he stopped running. He can't get there now. It's too late.
He can't get there now. But I'm saying he was running and he stopped. Why would you stop? Even if he carried on running, he would be closer to Son and there'll be more pressure.
But it's lazy. And this is what I've said, Dom. It's lazy. We've talked about this with Rashford before. He does not like defending. That's just the fact. Naturally, it's not in him to make those runs and do the extra hard yards. Going back on the previous streams, we've talked about it. That Martial, Rashford, these are not players that I want to naturally go out their way to do the hard, intense running. They just don't like it. That's just the bottom line.
At this point, also, I want to big up Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is literally, I think he's the best left back in the world. Like, honestly, the way he played this game, cool, calm, collected, never grow your hair, Shaw, because whatever you did after you cut it, unbelievable. I'm really, 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 really happy with him. Also, Henderson made some key saves. His distribution, his energy. Do you see how many times he did the ball over the top and Henderson was just running out like
Henderson, a madman? He was. Hey, hold on.
He's running.
He was tops. He was tops. But Dom, what did I say to you? What did I say to you? Go back,
Henderson.
Go back,
mate. Go back in the streams. I've
go back
so much,
and I picked him. I think this is probably going back 6-7 weeks now when we were doing the team lines up, and I said Henderson's got to have a run of games from now to the end of the season to see what he's about. And it just so happened that De Gea had his kid and the door opened, because I don't know if it would have turned out that way had that not happened. But everything happens for a reason, and to be honest, bro, apart from that mistake he did, I think it was against Milan. He's been solid, bro.
Mate,
he's been solid.
You know what, right? I honestly think. Do you remember the cross outside foot pass from Luke Shaw to Bruno and the Pogba missed it? Do you see?
That ball was ridiculous. Luke Shaw. Yeah, I don't need to talk about him. He's talking for himself.
He's ridiculous. All right, let's go to the next clip. This is when we come back, right? We come back, and I am the one person to score a goal who we said that should not have the ball more than 2 seconds. Fredinho.
Oh, Dom, I was glad. Mate. There's 2 things. I'm glad you brought this up because one, you're always talking about we never scored team goals.
Yeah, this is the lot.
Right? We never scored team goals, do we, Dom?
No, mate. Mate, we rarely score them, mate, and I love that we finally scored a team goal, mate. I'd love it more than once a year, though. That'd be fantastic. But anyway, this was beautiful. This was beautiful. We needed this goal, right? Guys, we're in a situation, again, I've circled Shaw. Look at Shaw with that width again. Like, literally, amateur left backs would probably be actually moving across towards, is that Mora, or just, being where the action is. Luke Shaw is holding his position because Mora has to make sure that if that ball goes over, he's the first one to press. This goal doesn't happen without Luke Shaw keeping that width. Beautiful, love it. It seems simple, but it's really, really important. Here we go, right? I've also circled Maguire. Maguire was playing like a CDM. We know Maguire's actually got really good feet in that area. Sometimes he holds the ball too long, but we've seen him have very good feet. Again, he's another person to think about. Tottenham are literally camped in their own half for a long time. This is what I love, right? Fred actually gets the ball. He passes to Bruno, okay? Then he gets it back from Bruno, passes it to, I think that's, who's that at the back there? Is that Pogba? Yeah, it's got to be Pogba, right? Who's at the back here next to Cavani? Can't even see it. Who's that?
That's Rashford, isn't it?
Rashford, yes. Sorry, Rashford. Yeah, Rashford. So you pass it to Rashford, gets it back, then pass it to Cavani. The beauty of this Fred thing is that he runs the whole way. If he doesn't run across this whole arrow line, the goal never happens. How many times have you seen someone just pass and just stand there? This is what I talk about with playing team goals and what I need to see. We need people to pass and move. This goal will never happen if Fred doesn't follow the arrow. And look where he gets to. Because he followed that arrow, he ends up with the rebound. It is beautiful. It seems so simple, but this is what I want Manchester United to be playing. I don't have to have beautiful football like that every time, but at least pass and move. Pass and move. It's the beauty of the game, and we do not score goals like this. It was a shame that Cavani didn't finish it off because that would have been a beautiful team goal. But the fact that Fred followed up the pass the whole time was beautiful, man. How did you feel about this goal, bro?
Yeah, so to just go back to the last screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, beautiful team goal. and I was so happy, and I thought of you straight away when I saw this. I said, Ollie, people say Ollie doesn't know how to play football. We never score team goals. It's all individual brilliance. Look at all the goals he scored today. From Mason's cross to Cavani's got. It's beautiful team play. I'm sure we're going to come on to it. But for this goal, they say Fred. They say Fred's not good enough for our midfield. We've got to give this man a shout out.
Wait, you said
we've got to give this man a shout out.
Fred should go past the halfway line. Wait a minute.
No, not half. No, what I've said about Fred is, and I stand by it. I don't want to see Fred passing more than 10 yards, and I don't want to see Fred. He might as well not shoot, right?
So he passed more than 10 yards.
If you look at this, these are all short 5 to 10 yard passes, which I'm more than comfortable with him doing. I don't want to see him doing any crossfield balls because every time he does, it goes out of freaking play, right? Fred's game is a short pass and move game, and that's what I say you need to stick to. Okay. Case in point. Now he's done that, but more the obvious thing is to look at his pass and moving, which is obviously key. Yeah. But again, for me, the only reason we score this goal or this chance even comes about is because of the world-class movement from our number 9, right? You've got so not from our number 9, from Cavani, our number 7, who's playing in the number 9 position. So once Fred has done the 1-2 with Bruno and Marcus, he then literally, obviously we haven't got the images, but if you look at the run from Cavani, he does a little backwards and left movement in behind the defense, which he comes back from an offside position and times that move just to perfection, which creates that chance. And then obviously we get the goal from the left-footed shot. He does what every good striker is supposed to do, shoot across the goal. And, you know, those of you that play FIFA will probably know that as well, because even if the keeper saves it, Fred's going to be there to tap it in. So for me, I love the build-up. I love everything about that. But without Cavani's clever movement, that goal and that chance, it doesn't happen.
Mate, I'm just
saying. But big up Fred, man, for getting that goal. I'm so happy for him. Did you see the passion when he scored that goal? The passion, and then Bruno just pushed him to the floor. That's how you know he's so popular in the dressing room. Everyone was happy for him, man.
I honestly feel like, and I said this before, the team are solid. When I mean solid, I mean in terms of how they feel and the team chemistry. Every second half, they come out fighting. That's weird to me. Like I don't like the fact that we need a goal down or anger to come and score and win. I don't like that. I never like that. But they come out that second half. Tottenham couldn't get the ball. It was like a different team, and that just shows me that the team are together. And second of all, they are fighting for Ollie. If Ollie outers don't like that, or Ollie inners don't like it, whatever, they're fighting for Ollie.
The man, and you've got to give the manager credit for creating that, because if you look at the team spirit now, compared to where it was 2 years ago under Jose, it was toxic. Yeah. And we had the videos of.
Oh, Sean's gone.
Look,
you there?
Well, am I still here, bro?
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah. Look at what Ollie's built and the atmosphere he's created. It's undeniable, and you see that the way the team come out and they all pull together.
Wait, sorry. Sorry. If only Fred had the touch in passing, shooting would be a luxury. You know what? You gotta have a laugh. You know what I mean? For me, right?
You've got to.
For me, I would never ever go to the bookies and bet that Fred will be our scorer. What's the point in losing money? But I'm so happy for him. And this sort of play,
he deserved that.
Shakhtar Donetsk Fred, you know, with the quick passing, he's following it. That's what he got taught to do at Shakhtar Donetsk. And he's been coming to Manchester United and got to learn to play CDM. He completely forgot about it.
Yeah,
he forgot about how Fred plays. He plays on the half turn. Look, I still think if we sell Fred, I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't be like, oh no, Fred. I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't. Like, I feel like we can get someone else. I feel Bazuma would do a great job. Safer, very, very comfortable in the ball. I've got no problem. But if we keep Fred, we just got to make sure that we're getting good quality CDM, a real CDM, to have Fred play a different sort of game. And that would be for certain games for me. But whatever. Fred, well done to you. Again, I've highlighted Shaw there, keeping that width. Maguire's there, just trying to keep Tottenham pressed in. He's there to keep them pressed in so he can't basically get out of it. So I love that. And Pogba, again, he's on the last man. I absolutely love it. Then we go over to Another one here. So obviously Fred's here. He's followed it up. You know what I love about this? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Tottenham players, and 2 players are in the box ahead of them. That just shows you when you play quick, simple, pass and move football, the ball goes faster than players. You know what I think people forget? The ball goes faster than players. It's a fact. If you want to do a 30-yard ball, you can't run there at the same time. It's impossible. Let the ball do the work. And I just hope we see more goals like this, games like this.
We will. So long as we stick with Ollie, we will. So long as they stick with Ollie, it will come.
Marco is saying we would generally miss Fred. I think it'll be more like, oh, Fred's gone, and then you.
No, we can't. Now we need Fred. Fred, yeah, we can't
get a milkshake and forget about it.
He's too important for us.
Cry like that again. We'd that for Pogba. Honestly, I wouldn't really care. Basuma wants to go to Arsenal, Dom. Oh, I'm not surprised, mate. They got Partey. You know, I still think Partey would have played better for us than he did at Arsenal, but his injury record's rubbish. But yeah, I'll take Fred as a squad player for certain games because he has a certain role. We've talked about it, Sean. That's that sort of specific bully, get the ball, give it to better players role.
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Mate, I know people in massive companies turning over millions, and all they make is clogs. You know, clogs that make wheels go around. But no one, it's not an amazing, lovely, sexy, attractive role. But you're making money. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's got to be. Guys, don't forget to join in, get in the comments, like, subscribe if you're new. I think we're 9 away from 700, so that would be amazing if we get that. I can't even.
We can get that on the show. That would be big.
I can't believe 700. I don't know how that's happened, but I appreciate you so much. All the people that keep coming and watching live and subscribing, you're absolutely epic. Let's go to the next one. So, my guy Mason Greenwood. Look, okay, we know Cavani's been unbelievable. I've circled him. That header, I could literally have a replay for the rest of my life. But what I want to highlight here is Pogba. Pogba is so far up every single really key position. Really, I've seen Pogba more times than not because he's allowed to go forward in that position. Pogba in a 6 would not be there. He would not be occupying that space. Really, he's occupying the space that Bruno normally takes. Bruno's all over the gaff. You know, he's like a pit bull. Take him off the leash, he's probably going Tesco's, right? And he'll come back and get an assist. But Pogba is in a dangerous position. And what I love, right, just before this, Mason had a chance to give Cavani a pass for Cavani to go through. He didn't do it. He was hungry. He wanted to score a goal. So if you actually see, type in Twitter, Cavani actually says, Mason, you've got to play quicker, pass quicker. What happens? Literally 5 minutes later, Bruno nuts the player. Mason Greenwood's like, I've got to play this quick. On his left foot, right foot, elbow, left nostril, plays the ball, and there's no one else I would rather be in this position than Edinson Cavani. What a beautiful, lovely, audacious goal that was, Sean.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And you're right to highlight Pogba in that position because I think Ollie again has to get credit for the way he's used him in this game. Yeah, because it's freed him up and it's allowed him to forget about his defensive. We know he doesn't like doing that defensive work, and that's not where he's best. Pogba is most best in the final third, creating havoc. Right, this was one of the best games I've seen him play for us. And this is again when he's on form like this, there's no dispute. He's unplayable. When Pogba's on this form, he's unplayable. So him in that position is keeping keeping the defenders having one eye on him. But again, the key to this, there's 2 keys to it. Is one, the early ball from Mason. Yeah. And I think, like you said, the interaction they had literally seconds before this, where Cavani's telling him to play early. If you again watch his movement, the guy is literally on his tippy toes, right? As soon as that ball goes out to Bruno and Bruno doesn't net me, Cavani is literally on his tippy toes, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. He's just waiting for that ball to come. And if Mason took a touch or delayed that, the chance is gone. Oh yeah, so the fact that he's hit early. Yeah, you're sorry. The chance is gone. The chance is gone, and Aurier gets back round. But the fact he's hit early and Cavani's sharp. He's not the quickest in the world, but he's the quickest up here. He's 1-2 seconds ahead of any of those defenders. Gets in behind. Aurier's got no chance. No chance. I
honestly think, like King Giles say, you know what? I think Mason crossing is underrated. You know, guys, 100%. I think Mason's cross is the goal. You know, sometimes when the assist is actually not actually better than the goal itself, this is the hardest ball to do. Because if you do it to a bit to the left, keeper's got it. Do it a bit to the right, Diaz got it. This was the perfectly placed ball that Cavani only had to score. And I know it's a tricky header, but for his ability, Sean, you think he's world class still, right? That's easy. That's a tapping. That's a tapping.
So all right. So let's be real and let's keep it 100. Right, the cross is a good cross. Technically, it's not. No. Technically, it's not a difficult skill to execute that cross. But what the beauty in that cross is the timing of it. The fact that he's hit it first time and hit it so quickly, which is where for me why it makes it such a good cross. He's hit it into a good area, but again, it's the movement. It's the movement of Cavani which makes the cross, and then obviously the execution of the header for someone of his level. That's food and drink. But you know, the cross was good. I'm not going to take anything away from it, but I think it's the fact that Mason hit it first time so early into that space. Because with again, if he delayed that a second or took a touch, the chance is gone. So for me, that was the beauty of the cross, the movement and the earliness of the cross, and obviously the header is a brilliant goal all round.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like this is why the title of the show is: are we getting better? For me, I haven't seen us play this sort of football. We've played with the same players and not played this football. Do you know what I mean? We've played with this same players and not played this sort of football. And you can say it's a one-off. Easily, because we could go to Burnley and get smacked up. And if that happens, honestly, I've got no time for that. If we go to Burnley, I know they sit back, it's different, but Tottenham sat back at games. Do you know what I mean? And we still broke them down. We still broke down a low block. We broke down a low block.
All right. I don't want to burst your bubble, mate. And I don't want to burst any of the fans' bubbles. But now, what we've got to realise is that throughout a season, it's very rare that you get a team that plays champagne football week in, week out.
You're lowering our standards now.
No, Dom, it does happen. It can happen, but it's very rare. Even this Man City team, they're amazing as they are, they got beat at the weekend by a 10-man lead squad that we pumped 6-2, right? So every game is an individual game. You're not going to play champagne football week in, week out. Added to the fact, hold on.
Just my point before we forget. You're saying that you can't play champagne football. You do know they had about 29 shots, right? And Leeds had 2.
And still lost.
No, but I'm saying to you, they still did play good football, but they couldn't convert their chances.
I'm not saying, I don't think they played that good football. They had a lot of shots. Yeah, they had a lot of shots, pot shots all over. Yeah, I watched a lot of it. I didn't watch the whole game, but I watched enough. So what I'm saying is, on that point, I'm saying regardless, I could pick out other games where Man City hasn't played well and they haven't played champagne football week in, week out. So that's the first point. And they've got a better squad. 2, even if we did the level that we're at right now, we are not ready to play, or good enough, should I say. But I say the players that we've got in the team in their development, they're not good enough right now to play this consistency. We've had Paul Pogba 5 years in this team. He hasn't put in these performances week in, week out. Why? And people could say it's a system, or he needs to play in a different position, or he needs to play with this. No, Paul Pogba has to take responsibility for Paul Pogba and play this level of performance week in, week out, if he wants to be put in the same bracket of the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva. And that is a Paul Pogba thing. It's not a Man United thing. It's not a Solskjaer, Mourinho, because he's had a lot of managers. It's a Paul Pogba thing. So the players that we've got right now are not good enough to play this consistency. To play this kind of football consistently. Can they improve? I believe so, yes. Can the manager improve in the systems and the tactics and the way they're playing? Yes, but it's not going to be overnight. So the reason I'm saying all of this is because I fully expect us, even after this performance against Granada on Thursday, we might not see this champagne swashbuckling football. We might not see this against Burnley. And I feel like people need to be prepared for that, because this team is not consistent yet.
So are we getting better?
That's the way it is.
You think we're getting better, but we're gonna still see not good football majority of the time?
No. So what I'm saying is, yeah, we're getting better, and I think this is evidence of that. And I feel like it's a progress to build the team towards playing at this level on a consistent week in, week out basis. And I think that's still going to take time. There's still going to be crap performances in between that, which is just part of the development.
Okay, here's a point here from Suyesh, my man here.
Go on.
Forget that one match. Ollie will have lots of advocates if we play decent passing football. There's no fluidity apart from the last 45 yesterday.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying that we see this so many times. We see little bursts of this, and we're not seeing it consistently enough. And essentially, if we finish fourth, but we lost games because, I don't know, absolute screamer, or sometimes it just doesn't go well, but you're playing on the whole good football, the fans would actually back Ollie, because then we can say it's just down to the players. Do you see what I'm saying? If you're playing great football, like, and we've seen lower teams do it, but we can't get over the line, then you say, okay, I get it. We're playing good football. Once we go to summer, get better players, it will come into it. But at the moment, bro, we're not actually playing consistently good football, right?
You can't. You can't have that without the players to do it. That's the point. You can't do it.
No, bro. Because we've seen lower teams.
No, you keep saying this. You always come and say lower teams.
We have.
It's not about lower teams, right? It's about the style, right? It's about the style of football, and the style of football. You need certain players to play your style of football. Hence why Guardiola goes into a club. He brings in a certain type of footballer that matches a style that he wants to play. Same with Van Gaal. Every manager has to have their players to come in and play that style. Now, we haven't got the players to play that style of football that you want, which we've talked about before. We haven't got enough of them. Hence why you want to change our whole midfield, because they're not players that play the style of football that you want to see.
Jeffrey Taylor says, how can Pogba play better shackled to Fred and McTominay all season?
And again, case in point. And again, you can't have the chicken without the egg. If Fred and McTominay are so rubbish and so dead ballers, how do you expect to play champagne football when you've got those two in your engine room? So that proves my point.
This is another point, Joseph, my man, saying, even though Ollie might not be the best coach for all those who want him out, how can you sack a guy at second? Yeah, I completely agree. You can't sack a guy who's second, even though Di Matteo, didn't he win the he won the Champions League, right? And
won the Champions League and came sixth and got sacked.
Wow. Okay. Pogba, consistency. Eddie says, my man, consistency has been the last piece of our puzzle. The team is good enough to have consistent performances, but the manager has failed in his responsibility to help them find that. What would you say to that, bro?
I would say you can't absolve the players of any responsibility for their consistency. The players have to take responsibility. I'm a player. I need to look at Luke Shaw, and people that always say that, I will say that there have been players that have been consistent. So, are you giving Ollie credit for the players that have been consistent, like Luke Shaw, or are you going to turn around and then say, actually, that's all on Luke Shaw? It can't be one way or the other. Either it's the players or the manager, or it's a combination of both.
Yeah, guys, this is a really good debate. Thank you so much for joining, Michael. Michael's here, Vieira, Eddie. Appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That will really help the channel. You can't have egg without the chicken either. Yeah, you know what? We could do this all night. Eddie's saying that we have the players to play any style. The manager cannot skate on this. He had DVB who can play with Fred. Sufan also says, I don't think we can.
We don't have the players. I feel like somebody who says we have the players to play any style, I have to question what football they're watching, because every player cannot play any style. That's crap.
Yeah. Well, I think what he's trying to say is that players can be taught a style. I know they might not be good at it.
They might not be able to implement it. That you can teach them, but whether they have the ability or desire to actually implement that style and execute it, and to their level and competency they're going to execute it. Not every player can do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have good players and bad players, and certain players that fit a certain system. That's just the way it is.
I think, right, I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but Ollie will become Super Saiyan if he can get the B team to play good football like the A team can and sometimes do. Once he can do it, that'll be a whole new level on his CV. If he can get the B team playing consistent football like the A team we're trying to get the A team to do. Because you know the drop-off, right, when we take off a Bruno or Pogba, it is huge. The drop-off should not be that big. We've seen it with Pep. when he has a different player, the drop-off is not that big. That's his next thing for Ollie. If Ollie wants to stay here and people get injured, Bruno's knackered, Rashford's knackered, Cavani might be leaving, Pogba's hopefully getting a new contract. I saw something come out. I'm not sure if it's true or not, so I'm not going to say it. But if we lose players, right, we need to have a plan to play with the players we got and pass and move the ball, because we've seen lower teams like Brighton, Leeds, all these players. I know they're not winning anything right now, but everybody could say with their hand in their heart, they like the style of football they're playing. We need, if you think about it, all the teams that we have, right, that are not starting, Van der Beeks, Bailly's, Tellers, these are all top quality players. We've got to get a song out of them. We've got to get a song out of them. If Martial's not playing, bro, because Cavani's playing, Martial's in that B team. You got Martial, Van der Beek, Bailly, Tellers. You got De Gea might be in that B team now. This is a good team. We need to get a song out of that, and that's what I'm hoping that Ollie can do. But if he can't do it, we have to get someone else who can do it, because we're onto a good thing. And he's done the first bit of getting rid of all the muck, all the bad vibes. I love it. Now, take us to the helm. Take us to the sanctuary, my brother.
Yeah, and I still think he's got work to do. As much as I think he's done a fantastic job, I wouldn't even say he's done the first bit yet, because I feel like our first 11 is still not where it needs to be yet. So never mind the B squad, we've still got to get the A squad to where it's balanced. We still haven't got a balanced first 11, and that for me is the biggest problem.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when you're playing teams that are near the bottom, that you don't need to have your best players playing, mate. That's what I'm talking about, because you've got to think long term. We're not always going to have our best players available. So when you're playing the worst players, are we going to struggle? At the moment, we do. And that's not good enough. You need to have different.
But we struggle with our best players on the pitch still against low block. So we haven't even got that bit to the point where, do you know what? We've got a top first 11. Everybody knows where the team is, what our best 11 is. The same way you can near enough pick Liverpool's best 11, City's best 11. We haven't got that best 11 yet. Let's get that best 11 nailed down. Let's start competing. That will naturally then push out some of the players that people don't think, the likes of Fred and McTominay, people don't think they're good enough. Once we get those 11 sorted, they will then become the bench. And then they've proven that when you bring in a McTominay, you bring in a Fred, they can do that job. So we just need a couple more signings. And I think in the right positions, a couple of key signings, and I think we're going to be there, bro.
Drizzy Des says, "Yo, Sean, how much is Ollie paying you for this positivity?"
Bro, he should be paying me. He should be paying me.
You know what my thing is, right? We're in a situation where I'm just like, there's so much potential with this, but you keep saying, Sean, I've got to tell you some news, bro. I don't know if you know about this. I know you've not been well for a bit, so you might not know the news, but this is breaking news. I'll be honest with you, it's not breaking news. It's happened a long time ago. Bro, you keep saying to me that we've got something, but we just need to get the players. Once we get our first 11, then we move. Bro, do you know how much money we have in the summer? Do you really think we're going to go out and get 3 players? So people were talking about Kane. If we get Kane, that's the money gone. Do you understand that, right?
Do you see where I'm coming from, right? Is I hear you, bro. I don't think, realistically, what's our board going to spend? 150 million?
Probably, maybe. If we're lucky.
If at a push, right? But then I'm looking at, Lingard's gone out. How much is Lingard worth now? Can we get 30 mil for Lingard when he comes back?
But bro, what I'm saying,
what do you think? What do you think?
I'm hoping I want 100 mil. What I'm trying to say to you, though, you're saying, I get it. Once we get all these players, we can go. But bro, I don't think we're going to get his players that he wants this summer. So
we might not get all of them, but if we get 1 or 2 of them, we got to make do with that. We got to make do with it.
Cliff, my man, says rumors are that we have 100 million for the summer. I believe that.
Do you know what? It looks like they're still trying to get Sancho, bro.
Mate,
it looks like they're still trying to get Sancho, which I don't know how I feel about that, bro.
If we have one signing that we can only make one, guys, actually get in the comments, right? Please let me know. This is interesting.
Who should we get?
If you can only sign one player this summer, let me know the name. I've got my player. Sean, think about your player, and we'll go from there. I've got my player. And
so if you got one signing, just one.
Please put like a quick sentence why though, because if you just put like, I don't know, Ronaldo.
All right. Is it a player that I think we can realistically get, or any player that I want us to get?
Yeah, no, realistically, we're not getting Ronaldo. Someone realistically, come on.
Okay,
we're all smart, here, right?
All right.
I know who. If for one person we get this summer, if we've only got 100 million, there's one person I want, and I think that we're not going to win the league, but we'll win a trophy. One player. Who are you going for, Sean?
Oh, flip! It's hard because all right. We're not going to get Haaland. So I'm not even going to think about him.
Yeah.
But it would be him. So if it's going to be one player, I've got to just be real. I've wanted him for a long time, and then I didn't want him. But I genuinely think if we were to get...
It's hard.
It's hard because one player is not enough.
Come on. One player.
All right.
Mate, one player.
I'm saying go all out, slap down 100 million and get Harry Kane in up top. Let's get him in.
Okay, just to be honest with you, though, he will never go for 100 million. You know that, right?
100 million?
He's not going to go. Mate, they say 150 million.
He's 20. He's 28. Yeah, he's not 22.
Mate, Daniel Levy.
I reckon if you put 100 million on the table and said, look, and Harry Kane says, I want to leave. That's the key thing. He's got to force their hand, and he's got to put in a transfer request and say, I'm unhappy. We didn't make Champions League. I need out. You got 100 million on 10. You got to take it.
Well, people are saying,
or you got an unhappy player, or
Jadon Sancho. Storm against. What a shout, Marco. Roy Keane from Sky Sports. Ethan's in the house. Phil Jones back for. Oh Jesus, Sancho was Ndidi Opasuma. You know what, Jules Conde. You know what? Right, I'm going to be honest with you. The one player I'd want.
Go on.
And we've been crying out for this for a long, long time. Look, our defense shaky. But with Henderson there, and our defense is actually not that bad. I've seen some stats, right? It's weird, but they're not actually that bad. The defense, we can get away with it for another season. We can.
Yeah. That's why I didn't go for a defender.
Yeah. So defense out of the way. Keepers, we've got them for days, right? Up front, really, we've got Martial. Say we're keeping Cavani because he can't get Boca Juniors and he's free. He's done. You've got Cavani, Martial, Rashford, Dan James, right? In CAM, you've got Pogba, Bruno, CDM, you've got Matic, you've got McFred, whatever. The person that would change this team without a shadow of doubt and actually make people play differently just by being on the pitch, it's got to be Jadon
Sancho. But
it's got to be Jadon Sancho.
All right. So do you know what? I was thinking about him. Do you think he really comes in and improve? How much does he improve us?
Oh, tenfold, mate. Do you know why?
Is he that guy? He's probably not even going to get in the England squad this summer, you know.
Sean, I'll be honest with you. He is that guy. You know why he's that guy? Because he makes people play. You know when you get like who have we seen it with? Who do we see it with? When Bruno came, the Bruno effect, right? Bruno came with a massive CV of doing assists and goals for jokes. It was insane, his CV. You knew what he does at that level, and people were like, "Oh, but he can't do it in England, though, Gary." Guess what? He did it, right? Yeah. Look at Sancho's CV. He's younger. He's got so much ambition. Are you telling me when he puts on a Manchester United shirt, he's not going to Sancho it up? The difference is, right, is that, again, you tell me, we are unbalanced. We are unbalanced as the day is long. We haven't had a right winger since Valencia, really, right?
Yeah,
it's been a joke. So if we have Sancho on the right, we have, for example, Rashford on the left and Cavani up top, or Martial as a striker. That's a whole different attack, bro. It's a whole different attack. And I know the CDM situation is hard, but you're saying, who are you saying to get Kane?
No, I said Kane. I said Kane because I feel like if Cavani, I'll just be real, bro. Even if we sign Cavani again for another season, I still think he's going to have injury problems. He had a lot of injury problems at PSG, so I don't think he's going to. Kane's got injury problems, but you got to look at the amount of games he's played this season. He's had a good run
every single season, bro.
No, he normally has a patch where he's out, but this season he hasn't had it. So for me, he's proven this season that he's got a good run of form, right? So for me, I'd take a punt on him because there's only one or two other strikers you could get on that level. So you're talking a Harden, Lewandowski, right? But we need so I'd go for Kane. The reason I'm hesitant on Sancho is because purely this season's form for a player, I get he didn't get his big move, so his confidence might have been down, his motivation might have been sulking for a little bit, right? Because he started to come back a little bit. Yeah. But I don't like that. Shows to me a weakness in his character. Because
he's young.
Look at Jack Grealish. He didn't get his move last season. Did he sulk? He's carried on his level, and he's gone up to another level. He's ripped it up for England. I've not seen Jadon Sancho in an England shirt in the games he's performed rip it up the way Jack Grealish did.
Sancho is created the second most chance in Europe in 2021.
Great. But again, going back to what I was saying, I've not seen him rip it up for England the way Jack Grealish did. I've got question marks over. I think he's a good player, but I don't know if he is. Can be a difference maker in the way that I feel Kane could be a difference maker, or Haaland can be a difference maker.
You're right. I think Kane would be injured so much. You know, like Tottenham, right? Their injury records, right? Their medical staff probably better than ours because we hurt our players. I know what's happening on my. Can you imagine Kane with our medical staff? It would be awful, mate.
Dom, he will get Kane will guarantee you 30 goals next season.
But my problem is, right? If we keep Cavani, I wouldn't get Kane. I think we need to think about the balance, bro. The balance. We can see Cavani's game against Leicester.
What about Ahmad?
No, Sean.
What's going to happen with Ahmad if you bring in Sancho? I want Ahmad to play, but I'm dealing with what we've got. Ollie does not rate him yet. Well, he might rate him. But he's next season. Yeah,
he's easing me in. I don't think he's gonna play 15 games next season. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he's gonna play like uncut games, or literally if we got a pandemic that hits our team, he's gonna play. Like he's not gonna play. We need someone who's a born star and knows how to assist and do it. Like for me, I think Kane would be the biggest risk ever.
It is a risk
because you know what, right? How many games have we had a game where our strikers get no service? Kane won't be any different. How much did Kane do in the Tottenham game yesterday?
Oh, he had a couple of good shots actually out of nothing.
A couple of good shots. He had no service, bro. If you got no service, what are you gonna do? Just clap on your own in church? Mate, mate, you need to have the service to do it.
No, but you need a world-class striker up there. You've seen what Cavani can do, right?
Yeah. Mate,
Kane could do that.
Bro, you need the service. I don't really care who's up there at the top if we've got people good service. Because this is the problem, bro. How often do we do tapping goals? We don't ever bring the ball close to goal and someone just taps it in. I love those goals, and so does Ollie. If you got Sancho putting it on the plate for Martial, Cavani, Rashford, see you later. And then we're actually putting people in the right position.
But let's see. Right positions, for what it's worth, I think that I think Sancho is probably more realistic than Kane. To be fair, I feel like from the sounds of it, they still want to go for him. From what I'm seeing.
Get Sancho, I'm getting a t-shirt, bro. I know the Glazers. Don't buy anything from the Glazers. I don't get that. Me not buying.
How much are we gonna have to pay for that guy though? How much are we gonna pay for him? Because
100 mil probably.
Oh,
mate, it's
Sancho,
a lot of money.
100 million. That's a risk. That's a risk.
And Kane isn't.
Kane's a proven goal scorer in this league, and he's come to a better team.
And goal
not in the Prem.
Oh, come on. Bruno wasn't proven in the Prem. What's he saying about that?
There's a lot of players said Bruno worked, but Mkhitaryan wasn't proven in the Prem.
Was Mkhitaryan doing the same numbers?
Yeah, he was doing crazy numbers. Mkhitaryan was doing crazy numbers, bro.
Yeah, crazy numbers.
Kagawa was doing crazy numbers, bro.
They weren't doing goals and assists like them. They were doing assists. They weren't scoring, bro. No,
Mkhitaryan will come with some crazy assists as well.
Mate,
but look at his numbers from this season. What's his numbers this season? How many goals he got this season? Sancho.
Let me get it up there, man. I've got the internet, so let me get it up. Sancho stats.
Has he got 10 goals in the league?
Huh?
Has he got double figures in the league?
All right, let's have a look then, mate. I'm getting it up for you. Sancho, what are we looking like? He's got this season, he's played 26 goals, 11 assists.
That's crazy numbers.
12 goals and 16 assists, bro.
All competitions. What about the league?
The league, he's got 6 goals and 11 assists.
There you go. That's what's that? Is that a world class level?
Wait, come on, Sean.
I'm saying. Look at what he's doing this season. I'm saying last season, yeah, but this season he's dropped off a lot.
But you do understand when he came to Sancho, he was going to come to us, and it all broke down. He broke down and he started playing rubbish. That happens to loads of players. So he lost loads of games when he weren't playing good.
It didn't happen to Grealish. That's what I'm saying. The mentality is different. The mentality is different. The mentality is different.
League like Sancho. Look,
so what? So if anything, it should have affected him more.
No, look, Sean. Look. This is why you'll never be the OF or ever close to Manchester United, right? Look, honestly, I understand what you're saying about Kane, but Kane is injury prone. He literally, if he doesn't get the ball, he's ineffective. He thrives on having the ball, just like Lewandowski, right? We've seen it. Kane was non-existent in that Tottenham game. No one went, oh, that was close, Kane. He did a P-roller to Henderson, saved it twice, and that was his game.
He did it. P-roller. P-roller. Dom, are you trying to tell me Kane won't get chances in our team and score goals in our team?
No, I said he will score goals, but he's not going to be the second coming like you think he is, bro.
He'll be a goal machine.
This is our ship, Sean, all right? Look at my ship, all right? We're doing this, right? We're going to this. Mate, our right side has been leaking for years, bro. Look, it's been leaking. We need to get Sancho just to bring that shit together, the glue. If we get one player, think about it. Think about Sancho, what he can do in his team, and you'll feel good about yourself. Guys, don't forget to like the video. You've been absolutely amazing tonight. Look, we've done something special against Tottenham. I'm very happy. I feel good about it. You should too. And this video is all about, are we getting better? My sort of final summary is, I can see green shoots, and I've seen it before. I can see plays here and there that I want to see more consistently. For me, it's not good enough in terms of our consistency. And again, it's not good enough against the lower teams. Tottenham are a very good team. And to beat them and come back shows spirit, fight, the right attitude. But for me, I need to see it more consistently. I need to see what we do against Burnley. I need to see what we do against Liverpool. We can lose Liverpool. They're a good team, but it's how we lose to Liverpool. That's what sits right with me in my heart, in my soul. When I watch football, I need to see us going for it. So for me, are we getting better? Possibly, but it's only going to tell at the end of the season if we put a good run in and we see what happens in Europa. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. We only need 9 more to get 700. Ask your mum, your nan, your gran, your uncle, your postman, Pat, anybody, just get them to subscribe. Even if they don't know what they're subscribing to, just say, don't worry about it. Just subscribe. Sean, appreciate you coming on as always, mate. We've missed you on the channel.
Thanks, man. That's good to be back.
Just enjoy your evenings. We'll see you soon. Check out the match reaction from yesterday and have freaking wonderful evenings. Peace out. Down. Peace.